Thank you for your question. So, Empath here. This is an easy but hard question at the same time. The reason why I say it's hard is because every person is different as to what your personality, your psychological makeup, what rings your bell and what does not. Every person is different as to what speaks to them and what doesn't, and what works for them and what doesn't. For some people, you may need to disassociate from this person. For some people, you may need to do this gradually, like have less and less interactions with them, being around them in person less to the point where you're no longer around the person for a while. Less and less phone conversations and or text conversations until they no longer, take place for a certain amount of time. And in some cases, that is only temporary until you feel within yourself energetically that the bond is broken. And now you can just be around the person and you're fine. Then again, some people, once they break a bond, they still can't be around the person because where they're at mentally and energetically, it feels like if they're around them too much, they will reattach. Not every person is like that, but I know some people that do feel that way. Spiritual work is always recommended because if you have formed a bond, or to use a religious rudimentary term, a soul tie, if you will, with somebody, you're not just connected to them mentally, if you will, or emotionally. You're connected to them spiritually in a way. And the spiritual work isn't just for breaking a spiritual bond, so to speak. It's also about healing yourself. Because when you break a bond with somebody, especially if you care about them or have cared about them in any way, it's going to hurt. So you need some inner healing. You need some shadow work, if you will. So prayer and meditation, shadow work and inner healing, distance, no communication in whatever form that no communication works for you or anybody else. Even if you don't want to call it that, giving yourself a break from that person. And that always seems like the hardest thing for us as empaths to do because it hurts, because we care about people. But I'm going to tell you, for your mental health, for the breaking of that bond, and for getting yourself back right spiritually and emotionally, that distance and the less communication that you have makes a world of difference. Once it is done and you feel that the bond is broken, you then can make a wise decision as to whether or not you could still be around that person or keep the distance that you have now culminated from this act. Or possibly when the bond is broken, you may never want to be around that person again for your own reasons. And those are your boundaries. Shoot, while I'm here, any of my other empaths, does anybody have any more empath questions? We here now.